USC Volleyball presented by Tashikara, live from Los Angeles inside legendary Pauley Pavilion. It's a crosstown rivalry. The USC Trojans have made the trip across town to face the 8th-ranked UCLA Bruins. Taking a look at the Pac-12 standings earlier today, Washington clinched the conference title. They are the sole winners of the Pac-12 conference. Stanford and UCLA 2 and 3 in conference play. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Holly McPeak. Holly, last day of regular season play. What can we expect from these two teams?
Well, first of all, this is crosstown rivalry. It is a big one, USC versus UCLA. All rankings kind of out the window. Anything goes, and for USC, there is a lot on the line.
There certainly is. As we take a look again at the top teams in the conference, we mentioned already that Washington clinched the conference title. But for USC with an RPI, well, there's a lot on the line, as you said.
Yes, if USC were able to beat UCLA, the 8th-ranked team in the country, it would really boost their hopes for an NCAA bid. Right now, they're on the bubble.
Tomorrow, Sunday, the NCAA bracket will be revealed. Plenty of action around the conference, none hotter than this right now. USC versus UCLA. We'll take you through the lineups and first serve right after the break.
I go down the pepper here.
That's it. That's it.
This Pac-12 women's volleyball match is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. And brought to you by State Farm, here to help life go right. Welcome back to Pauley Pavilion. USC and 8th-ranked UCLA about to get underway. Let's take a look at our Tashikara lineups. Starting with USC, you'll see that they have a little bit of a change in that Elise Ford is not starting.
Elise Ford has an eye injury. They're trying to determine how serious it is, but you're going to see Sarah Livingston on the opposite, and you will see Nikki Withers switch to the left side for USC.
Nick Haley, head coach of that team, facing Michael Sealy's UCLA Bruins. It's senior day here, so Haley Lawless is going to get the start in the outside. And we mentioned that they have recreated their offense over and over again all season.
They certainly have. Tori Van Winden, Riley Bushler on the right. That's the latest lineup, and they're playing very well with that.
As we take a look at the series history, you know that this is the second meeting between these two teams this year. They met September 21st at UCLA, took down USC in that meeting, which was a lifetime, and I think 4 offenses ago for UCLA. And there is Sarah Livingston getting the start for USC, and Elise Ford on the sideline doing her part cheering. Jordan Anderson puts it to the floor first.
And if you look at the UCLA lineup, heavily laden with seniors, Jordan Anderson, Jenny Frager, Taylor Formico, and Ryan Chandler.
Playing their final regular season match here inside Pauley Pavilion. Outside, Tori Van Winden passes. Livingston gets work done early. On that block, second attempt is out by Bushler.
Riley Bushler trying to get high hands, hitting that ball really flat. Doesn't get anything.
Elise Ruddens, one of the top hitting percentages in the NCAA. Big part of their middle this year.
And when USC passes the ball, they need to get her the ball as often as possible when she comes back into the match.
Khalil Lanier passes. Pizza Segola pulled out off the middle. Chandler and Frager have been playing together since they were 12. That connection looks strong. And there it is again, a second big dig by Whittingham.
Taylor Whittingham sitting in the spot. She knows Jenny Frager likes to hit the ball. 2 good digs. Second one, USC can't control. Good connection in the middle. Chandler to Frager.
Outside, Nikki Withers. Got a great hop and pop. Got a touch off that one.
Nikki Withers quick swing, able to get a little touch, but I'll tell you, USC is going to have a long night if they don't pass the ball better. They need to run a balanced offense against this very strong defensive Bruin team.
Yeah, and Withers playing outside today. She had been opposite. You mentioned she moved over, so give her a little help, give her some passes so she can get the set exactly where she needs it.
Exactly. When you play on the right side, you're more in system. It's a more controlled set.
Meyer Wally setting now for USC. What a dig by Lanier. Just her freshman campaign. Formico back to Lawless. Lawless in the corner.
Beautiful kill by Haley Lawless on the left side. She came in as a very top recruit for UCLA, had a shoulder injury to start, had surgery, a knee injury the year after, but here it looks good. High shoulder swing to the corner.
Both teams running a 6'2". Kylie Miller now setting for UCLA. Lanier from the backcourt, been deadly all season.
Kalia Lanier has just been the workhorse. She just carries such a big load for this USC team. 6 rotation players. She is not getting any rest, especially with Elise Ford out today.
Miller outside of Lawless. Tip. And it scores.
Well played, and that comes with knowing what UCLA does behind the block. Smart shot by Kalia Lanier over the big 6'6" Claire Felix.
Victoria Garrick with a service ace.
What a beautiful serve. The bottom just dropped out of it. It's a jump float serve. Victoria Garrick pops it in. The drop was so fast, Riley Bushler couldn't do anything about it.
Garrick goes right at Bushler a second time. Pass is perfect. They run the middle. Abercrombie. Dug well by Bushler. The middle coming back. Jordan Dunn takes a swing. And the delivery off of Miller's hands called for a double.
Right now, USC doing a good job controlling the ball, staying in the rally with UCLA. UCLA needs to be more terminal off their digs.
Garrick's third serve goes to the same spot. Lanier had her hands on that, but the defense of UCLA. So Lanier goes off hands a second time.
Kalia Lanier starts with a big block. UCLA able to recover, and then she ends the rally with a kill off the high hands.
Bushler able to make it work on a moving set.
Riley Bushler does a great job getting her feet there, and at least the best she could, and working through that block.
Bushler gets Garrick off the service line as well. That was a strong serving rotation for USC. Block doing his job, funneling it to Formico. Middle. Dunn has had a couple of swings early in this match.
And Rennie Meyer-Wally, number 14, the setter for USC, feeding Jordan Dunn in transition. That's so important. If you can turn a dig into a kill, middle attackers hit a very high percentage.
Service ace again for USC.
Doesn't happen very often, but Taylor Formico struggling on that last serve reception.
Ball never really cleared the net.
Kylie Miller and Claire Felix, just a little higher set. You need to use the length of Claire Felix at 6'6".
Felix, a senior. These seniors have had many different setters set them over the last 4 years. Big swing, Lawless covers. 1-on-1, not enough for Lanier.
And Rennie Meyer-Wally, because she established the middle the play before, she isolates Kalia Lanier on the outside. Claire Felix jumps with the middle, and then boom by number 16 Lanier.
A 7-1 run for USC as they pull ahead 11-5 in the first set.
You're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles. Fight on.
Wednesday night, UCLA and Washington met for what was at that point a share of the conference title, Holly, and Washington dominated.
Washington plays extremely well at home, and they were on fire Wednesday night, taking care of UCLA in 4 sets.
Yep, that is when they won a share of the conference title. And of course, earlier today, Washington took down Washington State, clinching it solo. And so for Washington, 2 titles in the last 2 years.
5 overall.
For Keegan Cook, just his 2nd year as head coach, he's just made it such a seamless transition from Jim McLaughlin to Keegan Cook.
That ball catches the back line. Haley Lawless goes out of the match. Jordan Anderson, another senior, coming in for UCLA.
Formico serves Garrick. Lanier has a big block in front of her, leaves that reach high. Tori Van Winden up high, a candidate for Freshman of the Year in conference. Lanier just completely aware of the block. Seeing how high those hands are, Felix and Van Winden. Anderson, big swing, beach dig from Formico. Formico now setting. Anderson off hands. UCLA, hard-fought point.
Well played by both teams. We saw some good defense turned into some nice attacks, but Jordan Anderson finishes it off. Look at Taylor Formico, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, and then sets the ball for Jordan Anderson in the kill.
Run in the middle is Ruddens. Anderson, and Lanier wishes perhaps she had not ducked.
Jordan Anderson is so great on her approach. She comes in facing that angle, but we know she likes to hit that line, and the blockers know that too. Opens up that sharp angle.
She may have the widest spray of shots of anybody in the NCAA because she can hit it ridiculously short cutting.
Brittany Abercrombie, number 6. I believe that's her first kill. She's one of those players who can dominate a match if they get her the ball enough. And I feel like this season, because of the struggle with the passing, they have not been able to feed her enough for USC.
Been a 3-1 run for UCLA since the timeout. Somebody taking the net down, and it's a UCLA point.
UCLA gaining a little momentum, just a little too aggressive by USC on the block, catching the block on the way up. The net, excuse me.
So now it's a 4-1 UCLA run since that timeout, Holly. It's a big swing.
Definitely.
Ryan Chandler in a setting and serving now. She's got Jenny Frager up front in the middle. I mentioned they played together for years, but wow, look at that.
Wow is right. Elise Ruddens, lightning arm speed. Look at this. She gets on that ball, and Alice Pizza Segola, the setter for USC, one arm stab to save it. That was fun.
Ruddens, .433 hitting percentage coming into this match, 3rd in the nation. Van Winden, is she Pac-12 Freshman of the Year?
She's one of the best. I think Tori Van Winden and Kalia Lanier has a nice case as well. She's a 6 rotation player, carries a huge load, but I've been impressed with Tori Van Winden all season long.
And both, and as you said, Lanier just has such a heavy load. Of course, Kathleen Plummer as well from Stanford.
Those are my 3 favorites.
Outside, Withers bringing heat.
Nikki Withers, big jumper, hangs in the air, and then quick swing through the seam. Look at that arm swing.
Ruddens finds a completely vacant corner.
Riley Bushler, Taylor Formico do not communicate well on that last play, and both kind of opened up.
You bet Formico won't give any space going forward. She'll step in front.
Great pass, and then the double quick. I like the ball going. Looked like she was going to go to Jenny Frager in the middle, and then fastball to Jordan Anderson on the right. When UCLA passes the ball well, it's fun to see them run their offense.
To the middle. Dunn's getting a lot of swings today, relatively.
Well, when USC passes the ball, both Jordan Dunn and Elise Ruddens can put the ball away at a high clip. Jordan Dunn has been more of a defensive blocker, but as she gets stronger, she is very physical. and can help them offensively.
Rennie Meyer-Wally serving. Goes after Bushler, as she did last time. Pounding is UCLA.
Jenny Freger, number 10 in blue, is long, and she's got the angles. Taylor Whittingham was in the right spot, but it was snapped in front of her.
UCLA seems to have even a little more pop on the ball than we have seen lately. I mean, they're just getting better and stronger as the month goes along. From the backcourt.
Speaking of pop, Kalia Lanier out of the back row. Impressive kill.
Crosstown rivalry, we told you it was going to be intense action, and it is. Lawless takes a swing. She's going to stay in the middle for a second. The tip right over the back of the block.
I don't know if it's because I come from the beach game and the indoor game, but I feel like Claire Felix at 6'6" can turn and stick her arm up and dig that ball.
You know, part of it, I wonder, she's usually in the middle. She was on the right.
Correct, she was out of position.
Yeah.
Now that's something I haven't seen UCLA do, but I like when they let Claire Felix run off one leg. This is her favorite set. They keep her on the right, she goes off one leg, and that's what she does best for UCLA.
Solo used, though, from Lawless.
Haley Lawless in the right spot, just can't turn her hands in, and Brittany Abercrombie with her second kill for USC.
Taylor Whittingham serving for SC. Lead for them is 6 points in a match that would help them tremendously if they're able to pull off a win.
It's interesting, we talk about bragging rights here in LA, USC versus UCLA, but there's a lot on the line. USC, if they come away with a win, that really boosts their chance. They're kind of on the bubble. 43 RPI winning record, which puts them in a position to qualify for an NCAA bid, but they need to boost their case in beating a team like UCLA, the 8th ranked team in the country. That would really help them today.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, they're in this position a little bit because they had 8 new players at the beginning of the season, 4 setters trying to figure out who it is, and they suffered 3 very quick losses. If those 3 losses the first week of the season really take away their NCAA tournament chances, that would be very tough.
Absolutely, you don't want their decision being made based on that.
For now, though, USC with a 7-point lead in set number 1.
When we make that great play.
12 LA, home of the Battle of LA.
USC trying to strengthen their case for the NCAA tournament. And Holly, their RPI puts them right on the bubble.
Right, anything around above 40, you know, bubble for sure, but you have to be over 500, which they are, 18 and 12. They've got some good wins, but it was those rough 3 losses at the beginning of the season that greatly affected their RPI.
That's right, they beat Utah, Oregon, who will both be in, and Colorado, who was also ranked at the time.
Hesitation by USC. Claire Felix has been doing that a lot. Instead of hitting, she tips it right over the block. A bunch of USC players there, nobody picks it up.
USC in the driver's seat largely because they have not had an attack error at all yet today. 14 kills on 27 swings. Chandler serving for UCLA, who's also hitting at a great clip. Service error, though, pushes USC closer to the end of the set.
USC hitting .519 against a very good defensive team, and UCLA hitting .367. Both teams hitting for a very high percentage.
Yeah, only 2 attack errors for UCLA. I mean, that's a clean match. But the service errors, well, that's a little bit of a different story. We've had 3 for USC. UCLA just had 1 as well. Van Winden goes Lanier. How about that middle 6+ feet off the net.
And the confidence, Liche Pizza-Sigola setting up Elise Rudden's a senior middle attacker, and you see the arm speed. I love her arm speed. She gets it up and on top of the ball, down before anybody knows what happened.
Yeah, you never see that kind of distance either. Everybody's perfect. Pizza-Sigola steps in, goes to Livingston. Livingston looking for hands, doesn't get him.
USC still a pretty commanding lead. UCLA, I feel like, hasn't really got their game in terms of defense and turning defense into kills like they usually do.
Pass isn't where they want, but Lanier will take it. Off Frager's hands.
Kalia Lanier, so big and powerful out of the back row. She's able to turn that ball by Jenny Frager. Jenny Frager, if you're going to block a back row attack, you have to make sure your hands are on your opponent's side of the net.
Rennie Meyer-Wally serving for the set. Middle. Block slowed it down. Meyer-Wally puts it up. Whittingham, backcourt set to Lanier. She has been power. Set 1 to USC.
Kalia Lanier, 8 kills on 13 swings, on fire for USC.
USC with a nearly perfect set, just 1 attack error, hitting .516. That's hard for anyone to beat.
You're watching Pac-12.
Pac-12 Women's Volleyball presented by Tashi Kara inside Pauley Pavilion. A rivalry matchup, USC versus UCLA. Hi everybody, Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Holly McPeak. USC has a lot to gain from this match, and they played like it.
They certainly did. They came out on fire. UCLA needs to respond. I felt like they were a little flat, but USC hit .516. Kalia Lanier, 8 for 13, hitting .615, but she had some help. Elise Redden's good in the middle. Jordan Dunn, Nikki Withers, all good offensively.
Yeah, I think that's what stuck out to me in set 1. They ran the middle every opportunity they could. USC
they did, and that means they're controlling that first contact, which is really important. Neither team has a block, and they're tied up at 13 digs apiece.
Serving tough is USC as well. You take a look at those stats, aces, 4 aces. And there is Kalia Lanier. The load she has carried for this USC team, you've talked about it, it's impressive.
She just does so much, and Mick Haley has never been afraid to trust her with that type of responsibility. A lot of coaches say, oh, she's a freshman, I don't want to give her that much responsibility. He has never had a problem putting that on Kalia Lanier. He knows what she's capable of.
Lineups look the same for these two teams. Mick Haley, his 16th season as Trojans head coach, his 40th year overall. He has seen it all, and he called this Creative Coaching 101 with Elise Ford out today. Again, reiterating, an eye injury suffered in the match versus Oregon. They don't know the extent or when she'll be back. Ruddens begging for it, and rightly so.
I'll tell you, I think UCLA is a little shocked at how USC's come out. Perfect pass by Taylor Whittingham, and then Elise Ruddens with that cutback swing.
Lanier, the freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, serving. Looking for the back line, doesn't happen. Van Winden serving. You and I spoke with Michael Seeley before the match about what she's meant to the team, and he said she just carries the biggest hitting and passing load of any Bruin this year.
Well, if you think about it, she never leaves the court. Every other player who's on the court leaves the court. Never for Tori.
Pizza-Sigola goes back to Livingston. Bushler, over and through.
Credit Taylor Formico for keeping that ball alive, reading the tip. You see her left hand dig, and then Riley Bushler in transition.
Uh-oh. Bushler makes him pay.
Love it. Tori Van Winden, tough serve, gets USC in trouble, and then Riley Bushler gets the overpass, easy kill.
Timeout USC, as the Bruins have answered second set with a strong showing. A 3-point lead for UCLA to start set number 2. They trail 1-0.
Hello, my name is Corey Close.
The UCLA Bruins. You're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles.
This Pac-12 women's volleyball rivalry match is brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light and by State Farm. Here to help life go right. Pac-12 volleyball underway. USC took set number 1. UCLA with a 3-point lead in set number 2. We remind you, after this set, we're going to send you back to our Pac-12 Network studios for the Sports Report update at intermission. Chris Francis is going to take you through things Pac-12, including Adoree Jackson putting on a show in that USC victory. Not sure who's going to put on a show here inside Pauley Pavilion. First set was such a dominant performance by USC. Bruins, strong start. And turning it out of bounds.
What a break for UCLA, and UCLA with a lot of momentum. You can feel the energy. I think there was not a lot of energy in Pauley Pavilion, and now the crowd's starting to come alive, and so is the team.
Yeah, that first set was very quiet. Rudden serving. Delivery by Chandler. Ball did not hit the antenna. There was the question. And Sarah Livingston getting it done.
First kill for Sarah Livingston on the left side. She's hitting on the right now, and then Nikki Withers will go left, which is a new wrinkle in the lineup, just trying to adjust to Elise Ford being out of the lineup for USC.
Back to Anderson. Smooth as silk.
Ryan Chandler delivers such a fastball and a great location for Jordan Anderson. And talk about arm speed. I love to watch Jordan Anderson hit the ball as well.
I mean, you look at the pieces added to UCLA over the last couple of years to make this team. Chandler coming from Pepperdine, Anderson coming from West Virginia, and they have been huge impact players. Formico coming from Santa Barbara. Bushler, swing. Lanier turns that one out.
First hitting error by Kalia Lanier in USC, but UCLA putting a lot of pressure on the USC team in this last rally.
Outside. Block solid both times. Haley Lawless fired up.
And that's the first block of the match for either team. Lots of balls being dug, but Haley Lawless has been a blocking sub a lot for UCLA when she's come in.
That right hand, she kept it firm, was not about to be used. That one off the block.
That time Nikki Withers' fast arm beats the block.
Formico watching her bring the energy out to the floor. Touching hands, making eye contact with everybody on the team, moving Bushler over. Formico going to take 2/3 of the court. Bushler passed and then swung.
I love watching Riley Bushler too.
Yep.
Just the communication, the fire. She nails the pass, puts it in her setter's hands, tools the block, and she doesn't really, I mean, she celebrates her point, but she gives energy back to her teammates, and that's what you want to be as a teammate. Perfect example. She turned right around to Formico there because the two of them were up against each other for the pass. Just making sure all was good. Meanwhile, trouble pass for USC, and the Bruins lead extended to 6. And freshman setter Kylie Miller, she pops her jump float serve nice and flat, having success on the last one.
And an ace serve on the second one.
That one aggressive as well, a little too low, but clips the tape and drops in her favor.
So was it really too low then?
Yeah, not if you get an ace.
Yeah, exactly. UCLA, a couple of tough serves. Mick Haley is going to try to slow their momentum, making eye contact with Lanier.
when we make that great play.
LA, home of the Battle of LA.
UCLA is headed to the NCAA tournament regardless of what happens in this match, but you always want to have that momentum, Holly, and they've had it all season long.
Yeah, I feel like UCLA's been playing extremely well. They lost Wednesday to Washington, who's ranked higher than them, but key wins against Loyola Marymount, Hawaii, USC, Stanford twice, and also Oregon.
Michael Sealy has reinvented his offense time and time and time again. He's just completely unafraid to do what it takes, no matter how late in the season.
Well, early in the season, I believe they only had one loss, and he was still fiddling with his lineups. He wanted to see them perform at a higher level. And up to, probably 3 weeks ago, he made another change, putting Riley Bushler on the right side, and it's paid off.
Yeah, and at the end of preseason, they were 9-1, to your point, and he said we're surviving, not thriving. And as a result, this team is used to change. Check out the pursuit. Ooh, and the ball boy touching the ball, thinking there's no way. But with Formico, there is always a way that she could get the ball.
Yeah. Taylor Formico, I believe she would have had that ball, but she doesn't complain at all. Next play.
Back. And Claire Felix makes it right.
Well, another net violation by USC, a little over-aggressive on the block, but Claire Felix tipping into the middle. I'd love it if UCLA were able to run Claire Felix behind a little bit more like Oregon runs their middles, even though they run a 6-2, because she's so good off one foot.
And for USC, they're trying to feed their middle a little low for Jordan Dunn. Ends up hitting it out.
What was working in the first set doesn't particularly seem to be working, and I'll tell you, the tide has turned complete opposite momentum. UCLA has all of it.
Well, when you get two tape aces, only a couple of points apart, you know it's working for you. 4 aces now for UCLA, and all 4 of them in this set. Lanier, tip.
That ball, that particular play is dropped too many times. You've got a huge, well-played block. Somebody's got to read that little shot over the block.
Whittingham serving. USC with a ways to go in this set. Pass is on the money. Didn't you say you wanted that play?
I did. Thank you, Michael Sealy. I love it. Great set by Kylie Miller, using Claire Felix at what she's best at, going off one foot, bringing Haley Lawless for an X. I like it.
Delivered back, and Abercrombie ate it up.
Jordan Anderson just a little early on her block, and Brittany Abercrombie able to sneak that ball by her.
Alice Pizzigola in now with Elise Ruddens, her middle. Pizzigola runs begging for it, and Lanier puts it away.
Bob boom. Kalia Lanier turns it down the line with power. She's got such great hitting range and power.
I mean, have Ruddens there with a .433 hitting percentage, screaming for the ball. That middle blocker, opposing middle blocker, can't go anywhere knowing how they can set her.
And look at the isolation there, because UCLA has established Claire Felix as a threat. Elise Ruddens was late getting to the block. Look at that hole, and Jordan Anderson hammers it home for UCLA.
You think Taylor Formico is a little bit fired up about that play? Jordan Anderson ripping it. Chandler serving. Lanier passes, and Lanier swings.
Defender there, and Kalia Lanier able to put that ball in front of Ryan Chandler for the kill. Out of system, but look at Kalia Lanier get her feet there and get on top of that ball for USC.
Little tip. Livingston touches. Just kept in play. The middle available, Anderson. Soft.
Well played by Jordan Anderson. Gets her feet there, sees that the block is a little discombobulated, and then a soft touch in a perfect spot.
Jordan Anderson, also part of the beach volleyball team for this UCLA crowd, so she enjoyed her senior night tonight, but there's more to come from her. Ping-ponging around the Trojans. And that one just lost by Anderson.
Just mistimed when Taylor Formico, a non-setter, although she sets the ball extremely well, is setting it. Jordan Anderson needs to wait a little bit longer on her approach.
Does not appear to be too bothered by it, though. Instant smile, 6 points up, now 7.
You feel the energy. UCLA really flipped a switch after that first set.
Whittingham steps in front. Livingston blocked. Quick delivery out to Withers.
Nikki Withers attacking the seam, that space right between the two blockers. And for UCLA, they need to make sure they're both there, that they close that block.
Meyer-Wally serving. Perfect pass. They didn't go to Frager, instead went to Bushler.
That ball hit the antenna as Riley Bushler turned the ball down the line. Rennie Meyer-Wally and her family hosted Thanksgiving for the team at their house, and Coach Mick Haley said it was a great team bonding experience.
Meyer-Wally sets Lanier. Chandler outside. Nothing looking straight on perfect today, or in this rally, and so a use off the block will do.
Well timed by Riley Bushler. She waited a little, came in hard, able to use the USC blockers, hands out of bounds.
6 point lead for UCLA. They have controlled set number 2. Lanier. It's up.
Kylie Miller for UCLA pops it up, but nobody else can lift that second ball. Khalil Lanier, again, USC out of system, going to her all the time.
And that's what we talk about in terms of the load that she has to carry. None of those are perfect balls either. And certainly no one-on-one situations. Felix there on a one-on-one.
This is something I've been waiting to see from UCLA all season long, using Claire Felix like she should be used, and it's really paying off. She's putting up some good numbers. 5 kills on 7 swings, hitting .571 for UCLA.
Lanier. What a pursuit by Bushler. Ball is in play. And for UCLA now, they're playing for reward of that pursuit. Formico, overhand dig. It's good. 2 huge rallies over by the Bruins.
Brittany Abercrombie finally finishes it off for USC, but a couple fantastic plays, including the pursuit. Taylor Formico shanks that backwards, but look at Riley Bushler, all-out effort. Unbelievable.
Formico on the money. Felix, hungry, goes wide.
Claire Felix did not get on top of it. She says, my fault. USC gaining a little momentum.
And as we are enjoying great volleyball here in the Pac-12 conference, UCLA leading USC, we want to step back for a moment and remember a great loss that was suffered in the volleyball community. November 17th, Dan Apol passed away doing what he loves the most, refereeing a match.
And just last week at age 44, he was an Olympic referee at beach volleyball in Rio de Janeiro. He spent the month down there with his wife. What a great man, always smiling. He was always fair. Everybody respected him, not just the other referees, the players. Just a great loss in the beach volleyball world and volleyball world.
Dan Apol will be missed. And as we return to action here at Pauley Pavilion, UCLA with a 4-point lead in a set number 2 where, Holly, they look completely different, energized from set 1.
Yeah, I feel like the communication, the energy is way up by UCLA. And USC fighting back, trying to get their momentum going. They won that long rally, only down by 4.
The first time these two teams met, September of this year, beginning of conference play, UCLA 1-4. Many miles have been traveled by both since then. Both teams looking very sharp today. UCLA leads the all-time series. Formico, just perfect passing. What a block, Abercrombie and Ruddens.
And Elise Ruddens does a good job closing that block to Brittany Abercrombie for USC.
Was the timeout enough to cool off the Bruins and let SC take charge? Another great pass, Van Winden. Oh my, what a block from Ruddens.
A little tweak in the pass. UCLA got a little bit predictable with her offense, and Elise Ruddens, watch her push over. Her hands are way over the net, pushing it back into the court for USC.
Back delivery to Lawless.
Hesitation right there off the Taylor Whittingham dig. If you're the setter, you either go get it, no hesitation, or you yell help.
Formico down the line. Lanier goes, may run it.
You have to shut down Elise Ruddens' cutback. That is the swing she likes. Her hit the other way. Taylor Formico left back digging that ball.
Yeah, runs 4-6, 4 kills on swing today. No errors. Perfect pass by Van Winden. And Felix says, thank you.
Claire Felix killed number 6 on 9 swings. Fun to see her finally contribute offensively.
Ryan Chandler comes in now, serving and setting. She's got Anderson, Van Winden, and Frager up front. Frager, number 10 in blue, and Chandler, the setter, there in 12. Have played together since club volleyball at age 12. That does a lot for their middle connection.
I'm not a fan of the set it overplay. Stand, overhand hit. You don't need to jump. Just be more aggressive. And then if you mishandle it, that's a double whammy.
After a push by USC, UCLA now a third tape ace in this second set. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, but if you pop it and you're aggressive enough and it's got power behind it like Ryan Chandler gets off this one, drop it into a good spot for the UCLA ace.
Set point Bruins as they try to send it into the break, tied up at 1 apiece. To Ruddens. Doug. Runs with authority.
Elise Ruddens has been so good, averaging 428 on the season out of the middle.
And it remains a UCLA set point. Ruth. Anderson with power. Bruins take set number 2.
Energy completely different from the Bruins in the second set, and it paid off. Jordan Anderson digs that ball inside, calls for the set, and then turns it down the line. One of her favorite swings.
UCLA heading into the locker room on a high. They have that 3:06 for this match. And set number 2 at a ton of energy going the Bruins' way.
Interesting, the offensive hitting percentage for USC, 250 as a team. For UCLA, 276.
We're going to send you back to our Pac-12 Network studios for the Sports Report update. And then back here for set number 3 as SC and UCLA battle it out last day of regular season play.
You're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles, home of the UCLA.
Pac-12 women's volleyball presented by Tashi Kara, split at 1 set apiece in the crosstown rivalry between USC and UCLA. First set, USC was dominant. Second set, UCLA answered back. Mick Haley joining us now. Coach, what was the difference for you between the 2 sets?
Well, we started out badly in the second set, and of course it's harder to play behind, and they play more freely. We can play real well in this match if we can stay even or stay ahead. We're not quite sure of ourselves with this lineup right now yet, playing behind, but I thought we came back okay. Just made a, I mean, they had 3 services hit the top of the net and fall in. That's 3 points that we would have been, you know, in this second set. So I like what we're doing.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Okay.
Holly, when he talks about we're not sure with this lineup, we'll get to that in a moment. But for now, let's take a look at our State Farm right combination. It's senior day here.
There you see setter Ryan Chandler in there, Jordan Anderson, number 1, Haley Lawless as well, a great senior group, and then Claire Felix, middle blocker from Colorado. Special group of seniors, and there Taylor Formica, the reigning Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week with her entourage.
Great day celebrating the seniors here. We know that UCLA is losing a lot of length when they graduate this, and of course an incredible libero. Meanwhile, for USC, you heard Mick Haley say we're not sure about coming from behind with this lineup. We want to remind people that Elise Ford is not playing today, and so their lineup is different.
Yeah, and he's had to be creative with the lineup, but you see, as a team, USC is hitting 381. They would beg to be hitting 381 during any other match. So they're in a good spot offensively, lots of good offensive performances.
Yeah, and Elise Ford not playing today because she suffered an eye injury playing against Oregon. They want to be cautious. They want to find out the extent of the damage, but you see her there in good spirits here, cheering on the team. Khalil Lanier serving. Also important to note that in set 2, Mick Haley said it, you and I talked about it as it was happening, 3 tape serve aces. Otherwise, USC right in that set.
Absolutely.
Tori Van Winden serve to Lanier. It's on the money. No doubt, Withers.
USC passes the ball well. They have the weapons, and that has been a question mark for them all season long. Passing well and setting, but Alice Pizza Segola feeds Nikki Withers on the quick left side attack.
Outside. Snapped down by Bushler.
Ryan Chandler ran into a traffic jam and had to really bust around a couple players to bump set that ball, but Riley Bushler does her job on the left side.
Lanier carrying the load. Wow, Withers again.
2
double quick.
Beautiful sets, and Nikki Withers, we know she's athletic, we know she gets up high, and then look at her arm come through the ball. Beautiful.
And Holly, you've talked about this so many times over the years. They've set done enough times that Frager had to stay with her.
Absolutely. Establish the middle and get a hole in the block.
Frager there. Finds floor.
Jenny Frager works her body around that ball. The set was coming from off the net to hit that angle. Nobody there.
Pass is good. Done behind. Abercrombie on the left. Bushler blocked but covered. Outside again. Bushler, third swing. Picked up by Withers as she asks for it. And it was worth the wait from Riley Bushler.
And I like it. During that rally, Claire Felix made a play to keep that little tip over her block alive, and that allows Riley Bushler to get this swing in transition.
Lanier, perfect pass. And from the backcourt, ping pong off the leg of Formico.
A net violation was called because that dig was good. It hit somebody's arm off somebody's leg and popped up. So it was a playable ball, but UCLA was in the net.
What a drop on that serve from Garrick.
And that's the second time she's done that this match. The other one was in front of Riley Bushler. This one gets Bushler in trouble as well.
And worth noting that Bushler was on the other side last time. I mean, she's serving any spot of the court to find Bushler. Little ball, it's up, breakfast serve, free ball over to UCLA. Outside, snap.
Fastball out to Riley Bushler in transition. And look at the pancake. I don't know if it was Whittingham or Abercrombie who kept it alive, but establishing the middle is creating a lot of space for the UCLA attackers to work.
Elise Ruddens enters the match for USC up front with Lanier and Abercrombie. How do you like them apples? So long, so strong, about 6 foot, 3.5 average in that front line for SC right now. Back. Ruddens gonna take it. Little tip, and it touched the antenna.
The idea was right by Haley Lawless, but pushes it too wide, hits the antenna after the attack.
Any ball touches the antenna or goes outside of it, and the play is over. Felix running your favorite play.
Claire Felix, 7th kill on 12 attempts. I like it because they're able to get the ball more to Claire Felix, and she's so much more confident and much more of a factor in the game for UCLA.
She came in 4 years ago hitting that ball strong, and it's only gotten stronger. Wow, what a set by Formico.
Fantastic. Taylor Formico keeps her feet under her, jump sets that ball. Perfect location, and Tori Van Winden knows what to do with it. Look at that.
And Holly, for people not understanding the game, can you explain why she needed to jump set that ball?
Do you see the fire from Claire Felix? Huge shutdown defensively more on Formico in a second, but because she's so involved in the offense, her defense is working as well.
Block by UCLA.
The fire is there, block working well. And more on Taylor Formico, if she's the libero, she is not allowed to hand set the ball in front of the 3-meter line or 10-foot line. She has to bump set it.
And so UCLA with a 3-point lead going into the break at set 1.
Brought to you by Infinity.
Pac-12 Los Angeles.
This Pac-12 women's volleyball match is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. And this rivalry matchup is brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. Welcome back to Los Angeles. Pac-12 women's volleyball presented by Tashikara. UCLA leading by 3 in set number 3. The 8th ranked team in the nation is UCLA. They are going to the NCAA tournament. USC on the bubble. They've got a lot to play for. Pass by Garrick. Abercrombie finishes.
This is the smoothest I've seen the USC offense. Really, I know they're in a new lineup, but maybe it infused some energy because they're hitting at a very nice clip.
Maybe they just want to play right through December. Plenty of fire coming from the Trojans. Pizza Segola serving. Anderson. Lanier well off, big block, keeps it in play. Pizza Segola says, not on my watch. Felix begging, but it wasn't quite high enough for her to work with. What?
Elise Ruddens loves that cutback, attacking at the right back defender. If you're going to block her one-on-one, take that away from her and make her hit somewhere else, because she's been unstoppable.
That is terrifying if you're a defender there. She is coming right at you. Ruddens hitting 455. Dug by Whittingham. And then a use of the block by Lanier.
Whittingham's dig leads to a Lanier kill, and USC playing the type of volleyball that can get them a win.
3 unanswered points by USC, tied up at 9 apiece in set number 3. Followed by an ace serve. Trojans take the lead.
Alice Pizza Segola with a tough floater cross court. Tori Van Winden can't get around it.
Holly, what has changed the tide, turned the tide for USC?
Well, I feel like USC's fired up offensively, running some good balls, and then pressure from the service line. 3 or 4 shanked passes, and that's really been the difference. USC gets a 2-point lead in this third set.
A 5-0 run for SC since the timeout. Outside. Anderson going hard, block slows it down. Not up.
Kalia Lanier again with a nice touch just over the block. This is where I'd love to see the middle blocker try and turn and stick her arm out to try and control that.
SC feeling strong as they just reeled off 6 unanswered points since the last time out.
When we make that great
Pac-12 LA, home of the Battle of LA.
Gotta love this time of year. Sunday, it's a hoops triple header. Men's basketball, the Cougs, Golden Bears, and Trojans all looking for a win over a full day of non-conference matchups. Coverage begins tomorrow, Sunday at 3 on Pac-12 Network, or watch on the Pac-12 Now app. Final day of regular season play, and tomorrow, Selection Sunday in NCAA volleyball. Will USC be in? People are watching, and they are playing very well. Anderson, swing off the block.
Jordan Anderson's so good at that no-look turn down the line. She keeps it high, able to sneak it through the block for the UCLA kill.
Yeah, and it ends a 6-0 run since the previous timeout.
USC in this third set hitting 353. Those are very good offensive numbers. UCLA at 278.
Chandler down the line. Lanier just doing the work. Triple block. Wow, Anderson dug it, and no one reacted.
Sarah Livingston not usually on the floor for USC in a new lineup and just a little bit tentative. McKaylee looking down the bench, seeing who he wants to put in, see who's ready to go.
That's when, as a player, you want to make eye contact with the coach. I'm with you, I'm in.
And jump up and down really high.
Exactly. Oh, somebody is doing that there too.
Madison Murtaugh.
Woof, block. Freshman versus freshman. That's Van Winden and Lanier.
Tori Van Winden gets all of this ball, and she's all by herself. Kalia Lanier, a little tight to the net, but Tori Van Winden does her job defensively.
Napa, California versus Scottsdale, Arizona. Garrick's pass pulls Pizza Segola off a bit. Back to Lanier a second time. To Ruddens. Ball is down. They'll find Ruddens anywhere.
Well-touched ball by Elise Ruddens. She has established her power. Everybody's dug in with their helmets on, and then soft tip over the block.
As Lanier is back to serve, Withers comes back in up front. She has ripped ball after ball.
Service pressure again from USC. 7 aces so far in this match.
Chandler outside. Anderson. Message sent.
Defender there, but can't control it for USC. Jordan Anderson with her 10th kill.
Outside to Withers. Formico lays it up. Another controlled dig from Whittingham. Ball does not clear for Jordan Anderson.
Jordan Anderson tries to sneak that over the middle blocker, but doesn't clear the net for UCLA.
Coming in for UCLA, Zana Muno coming into the backcourt. Going to pass the ball. Muno has been number 7 in blue, has been used in a number of situations throughout the season. Frager doesn't get prettier than that.
Well, it's interesting, USC didn't even try to test Zana Muno. They went right at Riley Bushler, who delivered a perfect pass, able to run the middle for UCLA.
Outside. Withers, off hands.
Nikki Withers able to hit those hands. She elevates so high and able to get different angles off the hands out of bounds for USC.
Zana Muno in to receive serve. This is not a position she's been in recently. And an ace serve again.
I'll tell you, USC serving the ball extremely well. Number 8 for USC. Rennie Meyer-Wally, they've been going cross-court to that corner between the two passers. Drops right on the line.
Yeah, and they've been going after Bushler no matter where she is on the court. She doesn't necessarily care. Big rip.
Huge. Riley Bushler sees the space, finds it for UCLA.
UCLA trailing by 2 in set number 3. Miller serving. Withers takes her time.
Out of system, Nikki Withers able to get on top of that ball. Deep line from the right side is number 3.
And how critical is that? Out of system ball, Withers can hit crazy angles, but that really showed you something about her.
Absolutely. Out of system, to be able to kill the ball against a very strong UCLA defense, that's really important for USC if they want to win this match.
And off of Withers' kill comes now a big block, and USC widening the gap.
And that's the first block of this set. Brittany Abercrombie way over the net for USC.
Felix, that's her moneymaker.
Look at the talk by Taylor Formico. Zana Muno all over, ready to pass that ball. Taylor Formico talked her all the way to the line, told her it was out. So important to have a court general like Taylor Formico running the defense and running the backcourt.
Formico playing her final regular season match on the court here in Pauley Pavilion. And a little tenderness worked.
Yeah, Claire Felix, I like it. It's 6'6", laying down to dig that tip up. She can't control it, but the effort was there defensively for UCLA.
Whittingham serving, USC up by 4. And that time Felix just shows composure.
Yeah, you could tell Claire Felix was up. She saw what was open. Little roll shot. Drops for UCLA.
Formico serving. Anderson, Felix, and Van Winden up front for UCLA. Back. And Van Winden ping-ponging it off the block.
Block was late for USC. Tori Van Winden able to ping-pong it exactly off the block.
Formico, a tough server for UCLA, will go after Garrick. Garrick, nice pass. It's in play. Meyer-Wally went through traffic to get there. Gave it to her a second time.
USC's controlling that first ball really well, and Rennie Meyer-Wally, 14. Fastball to Abercrombie pays off for USC.
Madison Murtaugh in now up front for USC. We talked about when Mick Haley was looking down the bench. She was making eye contact and
jumping up and down, and it worked.
I'm telling you, it works. Chased by Pizza Sigola. Lanier keeps it in play. Murtaugh and Rudden's going to have to block Anderson. It's good. It touched the block. Back to Van Winden. Long rally. And Lanier rips the seam.
Coach Michael Seeley for UCLA saying that ball didn't clear the net, but it looked like it did hit one of the blocker's hands. That was the last play. We're talking about a previous play.
Outside. Well, Madison Murtaugh just earned her rotation in. Big block.
She certainly did. Transfer from the University of San Francisco, making her presence felt for USC. Fastball out to Jordan Anderson. Madison Murtaugh way over the net. She's an undersized middle blocker at San Francisco, but now on the right side for USC.
Yeah, that was a big move for Murtaugh, WCC all-freshman team. And she has not seen a lot of action, just 10 sets played before today. Meanwhile, Kalia Lanier, a freshman who's been all everything for this team.
17 kills on 36 swings, hitting .389. A lot of them have been out of system or out of the back row, finding a way to put the ball down for USC. This one, fast in system and then out of the back row with authority.
Lanier comes into this match averaging 4 kills per set in conference. She leads her team, but as you said, 17 today, and that isn't even talking about all the balls that she's passed today.
Kalia Lanier had 27 kills versus Washington State the other night.
Earlier today, Washington played Washington State in Pullman. That's our Tashikara scoreboard update. Washington swept Washington State, and along with it, won the conference title outright.
It's interesting because I was in Seattle when Washington State went into Washington's gym, first match of the year in the Pac-12, and upset Washington.
It has been a wild year in the Pac-12. Looks like 8 teams could make the NCAA tournament. USC, one of those bubble teams. Hoping to hear their name tomorrow. Van Winden through the block.
Snuck it through that little seam. USC needs to close that block up and they'll have success defensively.
UCLA must be nearly perfect from here on out to try to take set number 3. Tied 1 set apiece through sets 1 and 2. Garrick pass. Formico back to Anderson. Anderson finds floor.
Jordan Anderson makes the adjustment. They shut down her line last time. They're trying to, USC's trying to funnel them cross court to Whittingham.
Garrick passes again. Lanier well off. Doesn't matter, gets the kill, and it is set point SC.
And Lanier, again, she's attacking the seam too. Jenny Frager, Tori Van Winden need to close that block up, just snuck right in between their hands.
Set point number 1 for USC. Chandler outside. Withers read it all the way. Why not from the backcourt? That was a really tough set. And so USC take. Pac-12 women's volleyball presented by Tashikara. UCLA fans there waving around Taylor Formico's disembodied head. How about that? USC leading 2 sets to 1 in the postseason schedule ahead tomorrow. A huge day in women's volleyball.
Well, Sunday they will announce who will be the pairings for the 64-team tournament. December 1st and 3rd will be the first, second, or third will be the first and second rounds, and then followed by the regionals the following weekend. And then the December 15th and 17th semifinals and championship. And I feel like this could be one of the most exciting tournaments we've seen.
Yeah, there's a long way to go before we get to Columbus, Ohio, and who knows how it's going to turn out. Taking a look at these match stats, Holly, what story do the numbers tell?
Anytime your team can hit 367 as a group, that's fantastic. And then look at that, 8 service aces against UCLA. That's impressive. And look who's winning the battle defensively. 39 digs for USC over UCLA, which that's one of their signature trademarks, is their defense.
For USC, 4 aces in the 3rd set. They were really able to win it from the end line.
Absolutely. The serve was the difference in the 3rd set. And then you just create momentum on your side of the net with those aces, and then everything else falls into place.
Khalil Lanier, 18 kills, a contender for Freshman of the Year in the Pac-12 Conference, but they are on every team. Tori Van Winden on UCLA, also a strong contender. Right now, these teams having their final non-tournament matchup. Pizza Segola to Withers from the backcourt. Blocked.
That time, Jenny Frager over the net for UCLA on her opponent's side, and when you do that, good things happen.
Service error to start things off for the Bruins. Holly, what's going to be the difference for each team? Let's go USC first in this 4th set.
Well, right now momentum is on USC's side of the net, so UCLA is going to have to bring that energy and serve and reverse the table on USC. Serve tough, put the pressure on USC, take them out of system, slow them down offensively.
Van Winden with a kill. Bushler and Anderson flanking Frager up front. And a second consecutive service error for the Bruins.
Tough way to start this 4th and very important set for UCLA. UCLA needs to win this match. You want to go into the NCAA tournament confident.
Off the hands of Khalil Lanier.
Credit Ryan Chandler running down that ball, just trying to put it in a hittable spot for Riley Bushler, who gets the kill.
Bushler now with 10 kills, 6 digs. And Nikki Withers has been absolutely invaluable today.
She certainly has. Fastball out to the pin on the left, and blockers way late because the USC middles have established themselves offensively.
And when we talked with Mick Haley before the match, and he called it Creative Coaching 101, Nikki Withers, he told us move to the outside. We said, how long ago did you make that decision? And he said about an hour and a half ago.
Another ace from USC, Rennie Meyer-Wally on fire from the service line. Same spot, kind of cross court, catching the back line.
Frager again delivering. 5th kill for her.
Beautiful set by Ryan Chandler. Puts it up right where Jenny Frager likes it. Jenny Frager actually, when cut back, she usually goes the other way, but shows she's got range both ways.
Lanier. No touch.
A lot of pressure trying to hit out of the back row. Khalil Lanier hits that one long.
Miller's serve, trouble pass. Formico puts it, Felix, in the middle. And Another pounding by Withers, her 10th kill.
UCLA needs to stay aggressive offensively. They dig the tip and drill it right back down UCLA's throats. Nikki Withers with the power across court.
Both teams distributing very well. I mean, in addition to Lanier and Withers, Abercrombie with 9 kills, Ruddens with 7. But when you look at UCLA's side of things, they are feeding their middles very well as well, including Felix behind the setter. Bushler, chop it.
That time UCLA adjusted, dug the tip over the block, and then that allows Riley Bushler to get the kill in transition on the left off the Taylor Formico set.
Little tip.
Well played by Brittany Abercrombie. First of all, they're setting her low and fast, so it's hard for the defense to adjust, and then the short tip drops for USC.
Are they setting her too low in your opinion?
No, that one was
perfect?
well played, yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a fast-paced set.
Great body control by Van Winden there. Coming back again. Meyer-Wally outside.
Lots of tips falling right over the block or right around the block of UCLA.
Isn't that the beauty of it? When it's like a kitten on a string, though, you can just put it right outside their reach. Wallace takes a good swing out of the middle. Cuddy, no touch.
That ball set low in a tough position for lefty Brittany Abercrombie. Hits that one wide for USC.
As Formico goes back, Jordan Anderson subs back in, tied up at 7 apiece. I don't know if we've seen Anderson's sharpest cut yet today. We'll find out. She usually breaks it out once. Dig is up. Anderson will make a playable ball. Darn nice set, too. Van Winden cuts too sharp.
Well played ball by Jordan Anderson. Tori Van Winden just tries to cut that too sharp.
Madison Murtaugh comes back in up front for USC. She came in the last set. Number 2. Anderson through the block. Makes the play before crossing the center line. Well played by Kalia Lanier. Double quick. Lanier gonna ask for it outside. Just wide.
Taylor Formico standing on that sharp cross court, watching that ball wide out of bounds. But USC making some good plays defensively, giving themselves opportunities to stay in the rally and win the point.
Yeah, certainly. And Kalia Lanier, tip your hat. She had a pursuit, knew where she was in terms of the center line, came back and made 2 more plays on the ball. Gonna make this one too. Van Winden, blocked by Ruddens.
Late close by Elise Ruddens, number 11 in the middle. And it pays off.
Lanier serving, USC 1-point lead, the 4th set. And another tough serve by SC.
The service pressure has been fantastic for USC. Getting Taylor Formico, one of the best liberos in the country, to shank that ball is tough.
Tough ball there, and Elise Ruddens waiting for the call.
The ball passed a little bit tight. Ryan Chandler can't save it. Elise Ruddens, the enforcer in the middle. Nowhere to go.
Pass is on the money, outside. Anderson ripped, but the dig by Pizza Sigola. No touch. Oh yes, there is a touch. SC point.
How about Alice Pizza Sigola standing her ground right back for USC to dig that Jordan Anderson hammer.
Alice Pizza Sigola says, not on my watch. That dig led to the kill. SC leads. $11 aces for USC in this match, and that doesn't even tell the story of how many times they're getting them out of system.
Absolutely. That ball tipped out of bounds by UCLA. USC rolling right now, 13-8.
USC leads 2-1. If they are able to win this set, win the match, how does that impact Selection Sunday for SC tomorrow?
Well, it helps them. It's a good argument to put them in the tournament with a big win over the number 8 team in the country.
RPI for USC is at 43. Zana Muno serving for UCLA. Muno has done everything that Michael Seeley and the Bruins have asked of her this year. Ruddens still hot, 8 kills.
And she adjusts her swing. UCLA took one thing, she went the other. But the pass is perfect right into Pizza Sigola's hands.
Formico spot on. And Bushler rewards her for it.
Riley Bushler trying to fire up her team, knowing this is really important. For one, UCLA's number 8 in the country, RPI a little higher than that, but they want to finish strong. And if you're in the top 16, you're expected to host first or second rounds, or you have a good chance of it. So for UCLA, they want to finish strong and host those first 2 rounds.
Nikki Withers, meanwhile, answering back again with another kill. Withers with 12 kills. Three SC players in double-figure kills. Bushler, good pass, gets it back, and able to tool it off the block opposite side.
Bushler getting it done, tooling the block all the way across court. It's not easy to do, but she's staying aggressive for UCLA offensively, and that's important, trying to get back in this 4th set.
Outside, Withers. Right idea, but the execution went at the antenna.
Little under that ball in terms of her approach, little early, and then the tip hits the antenna.
Miller serving as UCLA makes a push. Backcourt, never over.
Claire Felix in the right spot if that ball were to come over. UCLA making a little charge, down only by 2.
Lanier in the back court, still an attacker, but not the strongest rotation for USC. What a dig by Lanier. Free ball. Muno passes. And Withers blocks.
Good opportunity for UCLA. Look at this one-arm stab by Khalil Lanier. Getting it done on the defensive side of the ball, allowing her team to end that rally with the block.
Lanier has been a 6 rotation player all season long. I mean, she has carried an incredible load. Abercrombie.
Feel like USC just rolling, playing like they have nothing to lose, and they don't. It's paying off.
Muno pass. And just a little too wide for Bushler. She was well off the net, 12 feet off.
UCLA needs to clean up their passing, push it up in front of the 10-foot line, 3-meter line, so they can run their offense.
Muno and Formico, primary passers. Bushler steps in. Miller goes back again. It's quick. Only option is Lanier. Uh-oh. And taken down the net with her. It's a UCLA point.
And that's another UCLA break. That ball dug over the net. Claire Felix charging to try and block. Probably distracted Brittany Abercrombie, who hit the net trying to hit it.
Another touch of the tape on the serve. We've seen plenty of those today. And a couple of errors by USC and UCLA chipping away at that lead.
UCLA really trying to funnel Kalia Lanier into that angle hit. She's missed it wide a couple times lately.
Down.
Well-placed ball, and Taylor Whittingham telling Kalia Lanier what's open. And she listens to her senior libero.
Whittingham serving now, a tough server, has Formico and Bushler. Formico passes. Touching the ball as Meyer-Wally tries to save it. There's plenty of little opportunities here for UCLA along the way.
Absolutely, little opportunities, but you have to take care of every ball. Doing the little things is what's going to get you back in this match.
Formico, a strong server for the Bruins. A must-win set for UCLA. Back again, one blocker, never going to be enough.
I'm telling you, USC doing such a good job passing the ball. Their offense has not looked smoother in a long time. Hitting over 300 for the match.
Creative coaching 101 is what Mick Haley called it before the match. 40 years of coaching experience has plenty to do with it as well. Outside, Anderson.
Beautiful pass, fast out to the left side. Claire Felix fired up about it. Bruins trying to find the energy to come back in this match.
For the Bruins, this is their strongest rotation perhaps. Ryan Chandler serving, Van Winden, Frager, and Anderson up front. Bushler and Formico in the back with Chandler. And a service ace.
Creeping back, tough serve by Ryan Chandler. Going right at Kalia Lanier.
Pizzicola to Ruddens. And the middle's getting it done.
Finally, they're able to slow down Ruddens, dig the ball, and transition it right back down the middle with Jenny Frager for UCLA. And she's rangy. Watch this angle.
USC lead has been cut to 1. Bruins on a roll.
When we make that great play,
Is Pac-12 LA, home of the Battle of LA.
So many stars on the floor for UCLA, including senior Jordan Anderson.
13 kills so far on 30 swings. Left side, right side, power cross, power line, and a little finesse.
Holly, so much on the line today. The NCAA selection show is tomorrow. As you take a look at the stars on the floor today, Lanier getting it done for USC as well.
19 kills, hitting 250. A lot of those out of system. 7 digs as well. And then Jordan Anderson with 13 kills, hitting 300.
Chandler serving. Lanier, after the break, makes a statement.
20 kills now for the freshman Kalia Lanier, who's going to the backcourt.
And although Lanier is still a threat from the backcourt, they like her up front. Withers up front, though. Doug, Withers.
That ball snuck through the UCLA block for the USC kill. UCLA needs to be really disciplined with their block.
Laid out. Anderson has to jump backwards in order to hit that. Withers asking for it. Big block in front of her, so she tips down the line, but out.
Crowd starting to make a lot of noise here in Pauley Pavilion, getting their team energized. Might be a little too late. Let's see.
Muno serving. Low ball outside. Anderson solo shutdown.
And that will fire your team up and this crowd. Huge one-on-one block. Jordan Anderson reaches into the angle. Beautiful block on Nikki Withers.
Of course, it also might fire up Nikki Withers. Touches 10-9. Oh my. Off hands. Withers asking for it. Lanier, backcourt. Out.
UCLA ties it up. Wow. This is getting good.
Muno serving. UCLA trying to push it to a 5th set. Outside, Withers. Yeah, uses all that jump. Bushler off hands. It's got to go Withers again. Dig by Muno. Came in cold last set. Snap.
Who else? Elise Ruddens to end the rally. Ruddens with her 9th kill out of the middle.
The crowd is energized. Can USC make this statement the day before the selection show?
Riley Bushler almost a trap set. She swung at that ball and she's asking her teammates, where'd that ball go? They're like, it went down, let's go.
Next play, don't worry about it, it worked out. Anderson serving. Block is closed. Lawless and Frager.
It's interesting, right before that rally, I saw Riley Bushler tell Haley Lawless exactly what to do. Focus on your block, get over, and it pays off.
When's the last time we saw Haley Lawless play an entire match like this? Solo from Lawless for the set. And Withers used him. It's tied up at 24 apiece.
Wow, Haley Lawless way over the net for UCLA. Nick Haley asking if he's got a timeout.
Tied up at 24 apiece. Set number 4. Perfect pass, middle coming. Teammates since they were 12.
I love it, the chemistry's right there. Ryan Chandler feeds Jenny Frager, both seniors. Good offense out of the middle.
That's 6th grade, if you're wondering. I mean, that's a long time to develop that connection. And Nick Haley, we saw him check to see if he has a timeout. Well, he does. He took this timeout. He's trailing. Holly, break it down for us what a USC win means for them today.
USC gets, if they win this match today, I think they're in the tournament. I don't see how a committee can say no, beating a team like this. UCLA, high ranking, high RPI. I just think it's a must win to guarantee. Well, I can't guarantee them because who knows what the committee will do, but I think it's their best chance.
Well, in terms of making that case for USC, the reason that they really need to be considered is because of their wins. Creighton all won their conference. They are getting in. They had some wins against Colorado, and they beat Washington State earlier this year as well.
Utah's had some great wins. as well. Really important. If you can beat a team that's got all these good wins, that puts you in a good position in terms of the NCAA pairing committee.
And I just misspoke, and I need to correct myself before Jen Green calls me. They didn't beat Washington State earlier this year. I thought they had played twice, but Washington State beat them just the other day, right?
In 5 sets.
In 5. So Jen Greeny and Washington State, I had you on my mind in the opposite way, because that's why Washington State needs to be in the tournament as well. It's an incredible team. Washington State is who also has a bunch of top 25 wins. They beat USC. USC, if they are able somehow to pull it out against UCLA, it gets complicated.
So Washington State's at home cheering for USC. USC gets that win. It helps Washington State's RPI as well.
You bet. And Washington State has been phenomenal all year long. One of the best blocking teams in the country. So they shouldn't have to rely on anybody, but it just bolsters the case for the committee so that people are paying attention to what's happened in Pullman, Los Angeles, and beyond. But this is to push it to a 5th set. UCLA set point. Outside. Lawless doing the work. Bushler. Yeah, Lanier for the set.
How clutch is that? Kalia Lanier, not only, she digs the ball and then puts it away out of the backcourt. And for USC, that was a big point, because now Kalia Lanier's in the front row.
Lanier just denied UCLA the set. And as you mentioned in the interim, got the tallest front line up front. An ace serve.
USC is playing so loose.
If SC wins this next point, they win the match and force the committee's hand. Pass is perfect. Bushler. It's not over till I say it's over.
Riley Bushler steps in, takes a lot of the court, takes the pressure off Sonamuno, and then puts the ball away. Impressive. Nerves of steel.
Huge front line on both sides of the net. Lawless, Van Winden, and Felix for UCLA. To the corner. USC moves ahead.
Well played, high, fast, down the line by Kalia Lanier.
Formico's pass is solid. Lanier up front, give it to the freshman. She wants it again. What a delivery back to Abercrombie. Oh, no hands called.
Wow, mishandled ball.
Yellow card to Taylor Formico, objecting that the hands weren't called a little too vociferously.
That's for sure.
That was my nice way of saying it. Did you like it?
Yes,
I went to Hofstra. Thanks. I know, you're a Bruin. You didn't know I had that in there. Taylor Formico serving, tied up at 27 apiece. Outside.
Everybody in the gym knows who it's going to. Kalia Lanier, and she answers.
Match point number 3 for SC. Anderson. You got plans tonight?
No, I think we're going to be here a long time. Jordan Anderson answers with the sharp power. I'm glad I packed food.
I think the calendar just opened up. There's plenty of time tonight, 28 apiece. Can UCLA force it to a 5th set? They must win this one. It's ridiculous.
Kylie Miller, freshman setter. They left her in the back row. She's setting a 5-1, and it pays off.
Ball's up, outside, Anderson. Meyer-Wally moving people around to get this done. And Anderson and UCLA force it to a 5th set.
It does not get more exciting than that. UCLA ran out of subs and stayed in a 5-1. Great touches and sets by freshman Kylie. Wow.
UCLA and USC, 5th set next. UCLA has been dominating at the net.
And in the 4th set, it really paid off. They were able to get 5 blocks at key moments, and Claire Felix really a big factor in the block department. Jordan Anderson as well on the right side. When you can get blocks for points, 5 for UCLA in that 4th set.
Dominating performance, very gutsy as USC led much of that set, at times by as much as 5 or 6. UCLA answered back. What do you think was the difference outside of the blocking?
They just dug really deep. Some big kills by Riley Bushler, Jordan Anderson, and then Kylie Miller, the freshman setter. UCLA ran out of subs. They left her in. She made some great block touches, slowing down Khalil Lanier, and it paid off in the end. It was pretty impressive.
5th set now on the line. It's a shorter set, Holly, and maybe a different approach to it.
You want to come out aggressive, but you also want to limit your errors. Both teams need to focus on serve and pass. USC's been serving the ball extremely well, but that is the key.
Looking at the lineups, little spin of the dial. Madison Murtaugh starting for USC. Khalil Lanier starting in the backcourt for SC, serving. Anderson takes the first swing, makes something of it.
Wow, UCLA way out of system. A bump set from Tori Van Winden, but Jordan Anderson, unafraid, gets her feet to the ball and finds a way to put it down.
She's incredibly effective with an out-of-system ball, Anderson is. It's as if nothing bothers her that way, and then Withers blocked.
Jordan Anderson doing a good job blocking on the right side. She usually blocks left side, but way over the net, and she closes the seam with Jenny Frager.
Little ball, sometimes it works.
Well, Riley Bushler made the read, but Jenny Frager didn't see her there and deflected the ball. USC saves themselves.
Frager, magical.
And USC took her favorite hit away, but she chops it, cut back, super sharp.
You said you wanted to see the middle get plenty of swings today. 34 swings for the middles of UCLA. Back line.
Nikki Withers up over the top, number 3. Another great kill on the left side for USC.
Pass is perfect. Dug by Whittingham. Lanier, backcourt. What a delivery to Bushler. And seizing the opportunity is Riley Bushler.
Taylor Formica steps in, hand sets that ball in transition. It was a little inside, but Riley Bushler worked so hard to get her feet to the ball, able to get a good swing on that one.
Holly, in that rally was a perfect example of waiting for the right opportunity. We saw plenty of people wait and look for the one that could be put away for a kill. Is that a lost art in this game at times?
Yes, I think people forget about it, but UCLA did a great job of managing the offense, making good decisions when to kill. Taylor Formico again, great dig. Ball set a little off the net, but Riley Busher gets the kill with the deep swing.
Trojans take a timeout as UCLA has a 3-point lead in set number 5. One show now on multiple nights. Sports Report covers the Conference of Champions like no other, bringing you the best of the best from the coast on the west. Sports Report. Find it on Pac-12 Network or watch on the Pac-12 Now app. Back in Pauley Pavilion, Pac-12 Women's Volleyball presented by Tashi Kara. Michael Seelig watched his UCLA Bruins fight back after being down in set 4 and come up with an extra point win. Lanier has passed so many balls tonight for USC. She is unbreakable. Abercrombie getting it done.
Good fastball by Brittany Abercrombie. The lefty gets on that quick. She's 6'2". Good range down the line.
Outside, Bushler coming in quick, but Dunn and Abercrombie shut it down.
Claire Felix says, hey, that's my ball. I gotta cover. This ball clamped. Brittany Abercrombie, big block.
Second time, same play.
Need a better location on that set by freshman Kylie Miller. He's dying a little bit inside, and Riley Busher has nowhere to go.
Tied up at 5 apiece. A short game to 10 will either help or hurt the chances, and Felix on her favorite play.
And Kylie Miller set her up perfectly. High enough, fast enough. Claire Felix goes off one foot. You see the range and the power across court.
Wow, that ball just barely clearing. Van Winden blocked. What an up by Formico. Solo. And for Lawless, off high hands. It's up. Bodies all over the floor. The freshman Van Winden blocked by Dunn, laying in wait.
Jordan Dunn did a fantastic job. That whole rotation, she was in the front row, number 5, way over the net. 3 good block touches in that last rally.
The reigning Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, the reigning Pac-12 Libero of the Year, Taylor Formico, puts another perfect pass up, and Felix eats it up.
Claire Felix fired up, walking the walk, and it starts with a good pass. Kylie Miller laying it up there. Claire Felix going down the line there.
Yeah, there is a swagger and a confidence about her when she is off 1 foot from behind the setter. Lanier inside the block, perfect.
And she's got the answer. UCLA funneling her into that angle, but still finds a way to get her 23rd kill.
Van Winden puts it away.
Tori Van Winden gets her 8th kill from the right side, and we're switching sides.
Halfway through the 5th set, you switch sides, and so the team switching sides, they've only got a few points to go. Holly, what's going to be critical for USC in these final few points?
Well, you know, passing the ball, number 1. when they're running their offense, they pass the ball well. And when they do that, they hit at a very high percentage. And same thing with UCLA. It's all about who's going to serve the toughest, take the other team out of system right now.
The pressure really is on USC. I mean, UCLA, they're in. Do you disagree? I mean, you can. We can disagree.
Yeah, in a way, yes, but I think USC has a lot to gain by winning this match.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, but I felt like they came in loose with not a lot of pressure on them, and that's why they played so free.
Anderson down the line.
Good defense by UCLA, and then Jordan Anderson. This is a very strong front row rotation for UCLA with Ryan Chandler on the service line.
Frager, Anderson, and Van Winden up front, to your point. Lanier passes. Ruddens on the outside. Goes long.
It's rare when you see Elise Ruddens hit that high ball on the left side. Misses that one long, and USC gonna slow things down, get refocused. They have new players in the lineup. Madison Murtaugh is in the front row with Elise Ruddens. They're trying to figure out what kind of offense they want to run in this situation.
Yeah, and that's a tough place to be on November 26th. But that's the reality of the Pac-12, and as we take a look at the Pac-12 RPI, you get an idea kind of where this conference sits.
And RPI is basically a mathematical equation that determines strength of schedule, and that becomes an NCAA committee factor. Stanford at 9, Washington at 11, UCLA in a good position at 12, Utah 20, Oregon 21, Arizona 31. And then when you get down into the 40s, it gets a little bit dangerous. 43, 45, those are bubble teams, but both of those teams have some good wins. Colorado, unfortunately, at 81, probably out of the equation.
Yeah, and you say it gets a little tricky around 40. It's not a hard and fast rule because it depends also on what happens in other conferences.
Correct.
If there's upsets there, if there's conference tournaments and somebody gets upset, the tournament winner gets an automatic bid. But then the team that got upset might also get in by virtue of their RPI and knock out somebody over 40.
Correct, and that's where it gets tricky. And there's there's several conferences that have that conference tournament, and it's not always the conference champion that wins it, and that's where it gets to be possibly two teams out of a conference. Not always.
Yeah, and we looked at, for example, at Baylor today, who played Kansas. Baylor at 41, if they had beat Kansas, would have really upped themselves. Now, I'm not saying that the Baylor's necessarily out of the tournament. Their RPI goes up by virtue of playing Kansas, but they did lose today to Kansas. And so it's the same situation here in the Pac-12 conference. Pizza Segola, save. Anderson puts everything in it, and Murtaugh has done a great job blocking today.
Madison Murtaugh, number 2 for USC, inserted into the lineup when Mick Haley looked down the bench, and she's had the answer. Big block there for USC.
Yeah, she'd only played in 10 sets in conference coming into today. Frager looking so smooth to Chandler.
And Elise Ruddens, a very strong middle blocker in front of her, taking Jenny Frager's favorite swing to the right away from her and forcing her the other way, and she answers with a nice cutback.
Withers rips it.
Beautiful in-system fastball to Nikki Withers. I like that set by Alice Pizza Segola.
How about more of that from Withers? That was beautiful. But Nikki Leonard coming in. It's the first time that she's played today. She's coming in deep into the 5th set. Transfer from Gonzaga. Pizza Segola handles the first ball. Leonard, who is a setter as well, handles the second and gives it to Withers.
And that's the benefit of having another setter on the floor. If Alice Pizza Segola digs the ball, Nikki Leonard can run some offense.
Can we honor that for a second? We're a couple hours into this. She pulls her hands out, first one, serve, and sets a kill. That was beautiful. Wow, pulls out the extension cord, Frager.
And Ryan Chandler, gutsy set to her best friend and roommate, Jenny Frager. She's got the confidence, and Jenny Frager hammers it down.
Wherever you go, I guess. Withers. Ball over. Withers again. Bushler comes in like a freight train.
Freight train is a good description of her approach. I love it. She comes in hard every time, 1000%, if that's possible, effort, and it pays off.
Mathematically impossible, metaphorically, you bet.
Thank you.
All right. Lanier, backcourt.
USC has the answer, and Kalia Lanier out of the backcourt when in doubt, set number 16.
Rennie Meyer-Wally serving. And Jordan Dunn shuts down Frager, SC within one.
Wow, this is getting exciting. Jordan Dunn finally able to slow down Jenny Frager, who's been on fire for UCLA.
Meyer-Wally serving. Can USC tie it up in the fifth? Withers gets the touch. Tied up late in the fifth.
Haley Lawless, number 4 in blue, needs to stay aggressive for UCLA inside out.
Michael Seeley calls a timeout. Let's look back.
Nikki Withers flying inside and finding a little bit of a touch on the block for the USC point, tying it up in this fifth all-important set.
Tony Kerr addressing UCLA right now, former UCLA libero. Let's take a look back at that last play again, see if we can see the touch. Right off the left hand of Jenny Frager.
Looks like it got her.
Yeah, right in front of the official, nobody disputing it. Tied up at 13 apiece late in the fifth set. Pac-12 volleyball all season long have been trading blows. Friday, we've got you covered for the Pac-12 football championship game. Tune in at 5 for pregame coverage and hear from our experts on what to expect once the best of the Pac-12 North and Pac-12 South take the field at Levi Stadium, and then flip it right back to Pac-12 after the game for extensive post-game analysis and on-site interviews. Coverage begins Friday at 5 on Pac-12 Network or watch on the Pac-12 Now app. Tied up at 13 apiece, selection show tomorrow. These teams find out where they are in the NCAA tournament pool, and USC has certainly proven they belong. As if there was any doubt. Bushler, swing, high hands.
Not only does Riley Bushler kill that ball for UCLA on the right side, she also passes it, focuses on her pass, and then delivers the answer.
Match point for UCLA. Serve receive is up for short ball. Abercrombie loves that set. Lanier, Doug, Formico sets the ball, but to Bushler. Another dig, Bushler, third swing, and it's long.
No touch. Everybody looking for the touch. Riley Bushler turns it down the line. Replay, I didn't see it.
double-double for Riley Bushler. Garrick serving. Bushler again. Abercrombie, Doug, and Bushler is your only option right now. 6 or 7 balls from her in a row.
Here we go.
Match point number 2 for UCLA, and it seems like she's everywhere. Well, she is, because it's Bushler again, this time serving. Pass is perfect. Lanier off the elbow of Felix.
Number 16 everywhere as well for USC, Kalia Lanier, with her 25th kill on 68 swings.
Set 4 went to extra points. Set 5 is doing the same. Felix. And she looks at it afterwards.
The swagger is back, number 8 on fire. Her last match versus USC here in Pauley Pavilion. She wants it.
Hitting .455, most of it behind the setter. Lanier knowing when to keep it in play. What a dig. Ball delivered wide, and UCLA takes down USC in a brutal final rivalry match.
I'll tell you, I was so impressed by USC, the fight in them all the way to the end. And I'll tell you, I hope the committee takes a look at this match and shows what a talented group of volleyball players and that they belong in the tournament.
The final rivalry match for 5 seniors on UCLA's side in Pauley Pavilion. The Bruins pick up a win over their crosstown rival, but Holly, I think you said it best. USC showed today that they deserve to play in December.
They certainly do. They push this UCLA team to the limit. And then you see right there the final standings of Pac-12 women's volleyball.
What an incredible season. Not since 2009 has a team had 4 losses in this conference. Washington clinched the conference title earlier today, but UCLA with a big win, and Riley Bushler joining us today. Riley, what a match in your final match here on the floor on the final match for your seniors on the floor against USC. What does it mean to get this win?
That was amazing. I mean, that was an emotional win. I mean, we wanted to win that for our seniors. That was our last time playing SC. So it was just an emotional game. I mean, it has so many roller coasters, but to pull it out is just unreal. Unbelievable.
How did you respond after the first set? They kind of stunned you. They came out on fire. How did you guys regroup?
I mean, we just knew we had to push. It was all about our passing. It was all about our defense. I mean, they were hitting so well. We had to start picking up our defense. If we had won the pass and serve game, then that's where we kind of got our fuel for the next few games.
And then in that 5th set, everything on the line, trading blows back and forth. How bad did you want it?
We wanted it so badly. I mean, the crowd was huge tonight. It helped so much. The girls started getting really into it. It was just so much fun to see everyone playing so hard and with so much heart. I mean, that's a team win for sure.
Riley, this team has adjusted over and over and over again this season. You've changed offenses a few times. People have moved around.
Right.
What kind of confidence does that give you heading into the NCAA tournament?
I mean, it's looking good, knowing that we're finally getting a lineup out there that we like and seeing like the different substitutions. It's starting to work for us right now, so hopefully you can pull that into the NCAA tournament.
What are you most looking forward to in this NCAA tournament?
Just the fight, just to see how far we can go, just the team effort, everyone putting it in. We hope that we can go super far, so if we just play as a team and keep on playing how we did tonight, then it's looking good for the rest of the season.
Riley, you took 50 swings. Maybe need some ice for that shoulder. I don't know.
I think so too.
But enjoy that win.
Thank you very much.
Over your crosstown rival, and that'll do it for us from Pauley Pavilion in Westwood, California. The Bruins and USC fought extra points in set 4, extra points in set number 5, and what a season of Pac-12 volleyball it has been. We want to thank our entire Pac-12 volleyball community. They have been fantastic all season long. All our directors, all our producers, our tape, our camera. You guys are all fantastic. For my partner, Holly McPeak, I'm Anne Marie Anderson saying so long from the Conference of Champions.